Hey, welcome back. It's a Money Monday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. No, it's not just 1 hour, it's 2 hours now. And on Money Monday, as I told you, we bring on the money guests. We like to talk about public companies on Mondays, opportunities and how public companies are going into new areas and innovating. You remember last week on Money Monday, we had on Tom Coughlin, the CEO of BCB Bank. And BCBP trades on the NASDAQ, and we were talking about Fed rates and all the opportunities for Bayonne and construction lending with the lower rates. And today, an issue that hits us both at home and on the political front is healthcare, which is on the top of the news. We're bringing Justin Schreiber as the CEO of Conversion Labs, and they're a publicly traded company that is giving people access, thanks to new technology, Justin, to telemedicine or virtual care, but people can get their hands, they can get themselves to a doctor and their prescription without leaving their home these days.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we think there's a massive opportunity to, both improve access to care for patients across the country and to improve outcomes using technology. Not to mention, as you know, there's a big focus right now on pricing, right? And online pharmacy and telemedicine can really lower healthcare costs for across the board for almost everyone.
So how do you guys harness that technology? I mean, I know there's these telemedicine licenses are a new emerging thing. It's really emerging more now and put into practice because we have better technology and hardware and equipment where people can get a solid connection and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, look, our company is licensed to dispense and sell over the internet through platforms like Facebook and Google, over 1,000 prescription medications in all 50 states. We also have our own physician network that can write scripts directly, to patients in almost all 50 states. And, it's a really powerful model. About a lot of people estimate that approximately 20% of Americans have used telemedicine in the past, but I really think that a lot of people don't understand like the real ability of telemedicine to both increase the convenience of accessing prescription drugs and to improve their overall health and wellness. So they're getting access to drugs, but they need to see a doctor in some instances, right? Well, almost always, right?
Well,
so even if it's a refill, you oftentimes need to see a doctor just to, you need to answer certain questions.
But somebody's elderly, mom's at home, the kids are at work, elderly. If they can get on a kind of like a FaceTime feed, they can call a doctor, and there's certain things a doctor can see them for, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, more things than most people realize, and that's my point,
Give us some examples, because this is new. A lot of our audience, they're baby boomers, they're sitting at home. They probably don't realize they're getting ripped off on some of their medicine, and then they're spending all this energy and resources to get themselves up out of the house to go see the doctor 5 minutes, to go to the pharmacy, to come back. They probably should be home resting and watching Liquid Lunch.
Yeah, so I mean, exactly. So things like antibiotics, right? You have a UTI. Most Americans don't know that you can go to Google, type in "treat my UTI," pay $30. Forget your insurance. Pay $30. Within 20 minutes, be seeing a doctor, and within 20 minutes, have a prescription phoned in anywhere in the country.
Okay,
I mean, very few Americans know this. Take dermatology, another great indication, right? I mean, I can remember throughout my lifetime, it takes months to see a dermatologist, especially a good one. And nowadays, if you have a rash on your arm or something that you think might be cancerous,
so you call the doctor up there, they give you an appointment, and you hold up your arm. Hey, look, here's what I'm seeing, doc.
In many cases, you don't even have to talk to the doctor. That's what's incredible. Pay $50, take a picture with your smartphone, upload it to an app. There's a messaging application where you go back and forth with the doctor, and you spend less. If you think about the time that you save at least hours. You might end up saving your life, because a lot of those people, a big chunk of them might not have ever gone to the dermatologist.
So there's people there that, they're a little more homebound. They're not as ambulatory as they'd like to be. They have some minor thing going on, like a rash or a UTI, which sounds more of like a woman's issue than a man's issue.
It affects both.
But I know more. I feel like that's more of a woman's issue. Yeah. But they would probably let that stuff linger, rather than have to drag themselves all the way to the doctor's office and everything else. And then that kind of increases our national healthcare costs because we have to treat a more serious thing because they didn't get there for preventive.
Exactly. Preventative care is the biggest thing we can do to lower costs, right, for the overall system. So telemedicine plays a big role in that. The other thing that I would say is there are a lot of conditions that are more cosmetic or lifestyle. Things like erectile dysfunction.
Okay,
for men,
let's go to
right?
men now.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
now we're talking.
More
Okay,
interesting topic
now
of
let's go to the
conversation.
men. So I know, I'm 51, so I feel like I'm still doing okay. We had a organic specialist the other day. She has a company called Sephoria where they make these stamina products out of natural ingredients.
Sure.
I think some of it's hooey, but it does give you a little burst of energy, which I liked. But I know guys all over the place. They're buying these fake Viagras online for $2 a pill. Other guys are buying real ones from the pharmacy. They're paying $50, $60 a pill. Give me an idea how you guys can disrupt that for men.
Yeah, I mean, just to comment on that though, isn't it insane that you can have a pill like Viagra, right? Costs $3 from a pharmacy in Canada that ships to you in 2 days, or maybe more, and $900 if you walk into Walgreens.
Right.
I mean, it's almost laughable. So what we're doing is, one of the first drugs that we're launching is a generic Viagra. We're launching that in the next couple of weeks. The brand is called RexMD. And we're going to be launching this product, 100 milligram sildenafil pill, which is the generic form of Viagra. We're going to be launching this for 75% cheaper than any of the even telemedicine companies right now.
Really? So
if
give us, I'm not pinning you down to a price, but give us an idea. You want a real generic sildenafil, 100 milligram tablet, not made out of sheetrock and gypsum from China, but coming from a real pharmacy.
Yeah.
How much are you going to pay?
I mean, we're going to sell it for around $10 a pill.
10.
And most $10. Yep. And
Nico's raising his hand. He wants one. He's 26 years old. He's got his hand up. The kid.
And most of the other online competition is in the 40 range per pill. And if you were to go to a pharmacy, most pharmacies are going to be even higher. So imagine this is how you get to the $500 to $1,000 cost out of pocket. This isn't reimbursed if you walk into your local pharmacy and you want to buy this thing. So this is a great example of how telemedicine and online pharmacy can dramatically reduce costs. I mean, we cut out all the middlemen.
Right. So there are places in the capital markets. My audience knows I've been on Wall Street for 25 years. And you see, decimalization, fractions are gone, it goes to decimalization, then technology for order routing, and you start to see, I call them rent seekers, but these intermediaries that really serve no value proposition, but they're just entrenched in the system. And little by little, technology starts to chop them out, and you have more of a peer-to-peer network. You guys are disintermediating some of those middlemen that are just really legacy rent seekers by using technology.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are a lot of antiquated regulations that, don't get me wrong, people and very large companies are making a lot of money because of these regulations.
I can't talk about any of them.
Well, we don't want to mention them by name because
because
they make a lot of money, right? So we don't want to upset them. But there are a lot of antiquated regulations that online pharmacy, which is selling drugs directly to consumers, they kind of circumvent. And what's interesting now is that drug manufacturers are all of a sudden waking up to this, and drugs that they spend hundreds of millions of dollars taking through the FDA, through the new drug approval process, they're now actually starting to engage with online pharmacies and saying, hey,
sell it for us.
Well, maybe instead of building networks of hundreds or thousands of very expensive salespeople that go out there and buy doctors' lunches, maybe we should just launch an advertising campaign and go directly to consumer.
Wow.
Cut out all this infrastructure, cut out all the middlemen, and sell drugs directly to consumers, which is the way it should be, and it's technology. I mean, technology is lowering costs of everything, right?
That's right.
But a lot of, as you see in finance, it's the same in healthcare. There tends to be a little bit of a lag with technology.
That's right.
So
look, what you need to know is this, and Justin, we're going to try to have you on more to talk to our audience about healthcare and access to healthcare, if you don't mind. I'm gonna put the strong arm on him on the break to try to get a special deal, not that $10 deal, but a special liquid lunch deal. And the most important thing you need to know is people we bring on the show. I want to tell you about great entrepreneurs. I want you to go out and do some education and homework and make yourself aware of what's going on. But aside from disrupting, it's called disruptive theory when you can lower prices by 75 to 80%. That's real disruption. Okay, so these guys are disrupting, but it's all planted in a publicly traded company that you could look at, see if it's suitable for you. And maybe if you like what they're doing or you buy their products, you'll be investing in something you know. So check out Conversion Labs. And Justin, we're going to have you on hopefully very soon.
Thanks,
again. You stay right there. We'll be back very soon. Just a couple-minute break, coming back out.